All right, this is good evening. How is everybody doing? So we are trying something new. Whoever's on here, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. Today, the call is about time being an illusion. I don't know if you guys have seen that people say, oh, to have a good blended family, to be in peace, to be with joy, to have compassion for each other, to even accept the differences of the stepmom or the stepfather, you need time. The thing is, though, that time is an illusion. I know that sounds like early crunchy as to what that means, but who do we got here? Who do we got here? Let's say hello. And how is that going? So this is totally brand new. We are super excited. I'm actually here with Casey. Casey is the brains of all of this. And it's actually super exciting because together we actually make a super good pair when it comes to our blended family. For those of you that don't know us, my name is Jamila McBride, and I was born in New Jersey, but I came down here when I was 21 years old. I had my first child. My first child's son passed away. I ended up getting married with someone else, and then that someone else ended up liking other people. So I finally left that relationship after 7 years and another child, and I said, forget men. I don't ever want to deal with them. They are whatever, right? So when I met Casey, that time of my life was like very heartbroken. I thought I was broken. I thought God didn't love me anymore. I thought that I wasn't worth a man, and especially a man this good looking. But needless to say, there was another story for today. So I'm going to let Casey kind of tell you about who he is, where he's from.
Hey, I'm Casey, and my story started off when I was the age of 3. My mom had left my biological father to run away from the abuse, which in 2 more years, my mom would find a man that would later adopt me, and he would be my father, and he filled the role of being my father. And from there, that's where my blended family experience started, because he had an older son that was about probably over 10 years older than me. So I got to grow up and experience like a teenage life when I was younger. So I guess that might explain why sometimes people would express saying that you're wise beyond your years, but that was because I spent a lot of time with him and his friends, and even my grandparents and my grandmother. I spent quite a bit of time in shopping places, which I hated. And
he still does, everybody. He hates shopping.
So once I graduated high school, I got married with my high school sweetheart, and actually ended up we actually ended up having our first child, and we stayed together for about 3 years, and then things didn't work out the way they should have, so we split. And then a couple years later, that's when I met Jamila, as she was saying, and we started our own blended family as adults.
That light is terrible, guys. Listen, we need your help. So this is super organic, what we're doing. So we're going to turn kind of this way. How's that, everybody? We need a shout out. Give us a shout out. We know you people are here. So the reason why we want this so organic is because we want you guys as part of our journey. We want you to see it is not perfect. It is true. We're going to turn kind of this way. It is true that we need a shout out. Maybe if you have it there, you know who's saying something. But okay, so it isn't perfect. But can I get an amen that life is not perfect, people are not perfect, that we are perfecting ourselves every day, perfecting what we do, our trade, our love for each other. So I say all that because we want to share with you guys that it wasn't, amen, Vanya, we at the beginning thought that it had to deal with a lot of, no, you're going to do exactly what I say because I'm Latina and I've been abused before and I don't need for you, gringo, to be telling me what I'm going to do, okay? And so what we found out is that the more I resisted and pushed against what he wanted, the more he was pushing against me. And then it was like a constant battle, back and forth, back and forth. It wasn't until last year that we realized, holy smokes, we don't have to do that. That number one, numero uno, it starts with me. It starts with how I'm feeling. Even if he's having a bad day, even if I'm having a bad day, the minute I allow his bad day to slap his, not to slap his feelings, but for his, what he's feeling, now it's going to be internalizing in me. It was me that caught that. It wasn't him that said, I want you to feel this way. I want you to take care of me. I want you to rub on me. I want you. Has nothing to do with that. The growth is truly from within. So when I said that time is an illusion, when wanting a peaceful, enjoyable, blended, and step family, I'm telling you, it could happen quicker than what anybody else says. It is a lie that blended families need time. Why? Why do I say that? What do you want to, whenever you want to pitch in, you can pitch in about this time.
I think it's funny you bring up time because we had been doing a lot of research and we came across this YouTube video of a lady back in the 80s that was on this real, I guess now very popular show. And she was saying, that like, you don't need to love your kids. I believe it was that what she said.
Yeah. You don't have to love your kids, your step kids.
And thing is all the research, and the thing is like things go through like cycles of like parenting styles. It's like each decade they each have like a different style. You can pinpoint like the catalyst of what direction these kids are going to go, or even with the parenting style. And to me, I don't believe that's definitely the key now is don't love your kids, because a lot of them get it and causes a lot of troubles in the school system and at home, and causes them to possibly, a lot of them relate and go into gangs or get into relationships where they're trying to find that love.
Exactly, where they're trying to find that love. So as he brings up love, right? Everybody says, oh, love takes time. Oh, you got to cultivate love. But listen, love can happen in a split second. When I first met Casey, it wasn't that we were in love because we were so far from anything else. We were just trying to have fun. But love happened in a split moment for us. We realized that we complement each other really well and that we wanted to be with each other. I'm a teacher. I've taught for like almost 20 years, and I get a set of students every single year, and we could talk about that and say, well, love doesn't last that long. Oh, no, I'm not going to love this kid. Your classroom is going to stink.
So how long does it take you in a classroom setting to like build that relationship with that kid? Does it take to the end of the year, or does it happen in the first week, or what?
Well, it's funny you ask that, because with the students that I work with, you have to love these son of a guns super duper quick, because the more that you can get out of yourself, like, oh my God, he disrespected me. Oh my God, he said a swear. Oh my God, he did this. He rolled his eyes at me. Oh my goodness. The more I concentrated on their negative actions, because what they were trying to do was get attention from me, the longer it took for me to be able to love and appreciate them at where they're at, if that makes any sense. So it had to be a quick turnaround. And plus, I was like all over the place. You guys know who I am. I'm up, I'm down, I'm here and around, you know? And Casey, share about like the students that you've worked with, about love and things like that.
With me, I'm not the outgoing person like Jamila is and all the energetic. I'm more the quiet, reserved. But with me, the kids tend to draw near me because I tend to relate to them in some ways, of like I'll smile at them or make faces at them or do like what some people would call is mirroring what they do. So that's how I like build the rapport with them and get their attention, and they open up very quickly to me.
And they open up quickly with him because he's not afraid of loving them first. Those kids, some of them were physically challenging, but yet he still loved them. He didn't go in and say, oh my goodness, he just swore at me. He just called me what were some of the names that they would call you?
Baldy.
Baldy.
They'd make fun of, like, they'd call me fatty or make fun of my belly, or they'll poke at my belly. So,
like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah.
So for anybody else, like that will make somebody upset. It will make you angry. Like, what are you talking about? But the minute we focus on the fact that I am offended, you offended me, calling me a fatty, you just turned up your eyes and walked off on me. The minute we get offended is when time is no longer in your hands, but time is in their hands. Have you guys ever seen or heard or felt like, God, this week went by fast, and sometimes this week goes by slow, right? It is an illusion, each one. And that is what we're trying to say. So, Vanya, if you have any questions, we're going to post this on our website so that other people can be able to just share. I know that you are going to be maybe in a blended family, or if you have any friends that have asked those type of questions, like, no, I can't stand my stepdaughter because she just turned her eyes at me. I don't know who she thinks she is. Listen, who she is a human being trying to human become. So all we're saying is to adjust your own mindset and to want to be there. Because the reason I want to be here is because I love him. Even if we argue or disagree, or the kids are like, oh my goodness, mommy, say sorry, daddy, say sorry, or whatever, even because they do that, we're telling them we have to discuss. We have to be able to talk to each other. You know, it used to be, I used to throw pots and pans and, you know, would get a little bit kind of crazy because I brought stuff in that I should have never brought in. But I did it so that I could learn. And I've learned over the past year exactly how to reach not just my husband, not just my children, not just my stepchildren, which we don't even call them that, but also myself. It took this whole year, and I'm still working on it, that it's within. And if I feel like caca, if I think that one of the kids is treating me like caca, I have to really ask myself, why am I feeling this way? So we do have a question. Thank you so much, Vanya. Let us know are we coming off like instantly, because there's a little lag time on our end.
Yes, a little lag time.
Is there a little? Okay. How do you deal with spiteful stepchildren who only listen to their other parents' lies? Well, I would say number one, how old are they?
Yeah, I was going to say how old.
Yeah. How old are they? If you can let us know how old they are. And also, is it over the phone? Or is it face-to-face? So, because both of those guys, we've been working with kids from kindergarten all the way to high school, and we started this past year working with college students. At every different age level, their timing is also very different, right? It could be the same mom and dad. It could be the same school for 12 years, but they still are very different because of what their belief is. So they're teens. I love teenagers. Bring them. Bring them. All right. So.
Wow, 16, 14, and 11.
16, 14, and 11. Okay, that's right up there.
Yeah, it's almost like lottery tickets.
Hey, that's a good thing. It's a lottery ticket. Okay. So it is, there is actually like at least between 4 and 6 more questions. So we can actually hop on a call with you directly and specifically pinpoint. So I will, and it's via text messages. Okay. So how about we address that right there? Not the age, because text message in this century, young woman, is very different. When you are online, number one, I promise you, it might not be them. Right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
It might not be them that is texting. Even if it's in the middle of the night. Even if it's at like, well, no, but the mama should be working or whatever. I'm telling you, through text message, it might not be the actual child that's texting that feeling. Right now, there is a lot of pain when it comes from the child being separated from their biological person, either mother or father. Either way, they're going to have a lot of sentiments, right?
Yeah, they're going to come in with their own issues of trying to understand the difference of what's been separated.
Yeah. So depending if it's the oldest one, right? If you have an older girl, the older girl is usually, and if it's a Latina, if you have an older girl who's a Latina, they're usually the mama figure. They're usually the ones that are going to be telling you exactly what's up. Like, no, that's not exactly what's going on. So it is very difficult when it comes to the cell phone. Believe me, I only know this, number one, because I worked in middle schools for so long. Number two, because it happened to us through different venues. And number three, because of a lot of the psychology that we know about children. Okay. I remember saying one time, I think this was like 4 years ago, I was taking a shower and I told Casey, I said, babe, I think a certain kid in my school is a psychotic. He's probably like 14 years old. And do you remember what you told me that?
I can't remember.
He quickly said, because he is very psychologically sound when it comes to this type of work, he said, don't say that. You don't know that yet. He's too young. There's too many variables. And at any moment, he could totally change into the Pope. So I don't know about that. But so with what we want to leave you guys with, because we only wanted to do a quickie here and there. We already screwed up so much, and I'm so sorry. But what we want to leave you with is that time is an illusion, and that the only way to get underneath time for your own sanity is so that you can look at these kids, you can look at your spouse, you can look at your exes, you can look at the in-laws with a non-judgmental, unconditional love. Even if you want to punch them in the face, you still just share that about you.
Yeah, because we're not like human doings, we're human beings.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us get in the rut of like, we're human doings, we're doing this, we're doing that. We just need to get into actually who we actually are, which is human beings, being in the moment.
Being in the moment and becoming who it is that we are called to be. So, Vanya, thank you so much for being our official first watcher. Okay, that was my kind of wannabe Oprah. But, guys, this is what you're going to get at least twice a week. We're going to ask for questions. Make sure you rumble. You ask what's going on, how we can help. And please make sure to click on the link and set up a time with us. We are doing 45-minute free sessions that we can be able to look under the hood and see exactly what's going on. There is so much. There is so much in a blended family, especially when you do the diversity.
I'm not sure if that link will be set up because it's under construction or work, whatever you want to call it.
Guys, when we're talking about that, this is brand new. This is brand new. But it is super exciting because you get to be brand new with us and be able to learn quicker than what you are right now.
So if you're not able to click on the link and schedule a time, you can just private message us at your information and we'll get back with you.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Look, share this with other blended families, other diverse families, other people that are like about to get out, because I'm telling you, 75% of us end in divorce again. And that is who we want to help. That is a lot of people out there. We actually did the math one day. and it was like 3.5 million.
Yeah.
3.5 million people that are going to end up in divorce this year. We have so much work to do. This is work from the heart. We love you. Ciao.
All right.
Hit us up. Take care.
All right. See ya.